part 2 of the video then. So this was stresses for emphasis to get the information across. And I touched on this at the end of the session. So if you didn't see that, if you did have to hop off a little bit earlier before I ended the session, the class, Dasha asked a question and I kind of go into a little bit more detail about the context and embellishing what it is that we might need to embellish when we're talking to someone. And this is I call it a tongue twister, but it's not really, but this is a sentence that I made up. And I've used it in every cohort now, I think, or the last few at least when I made it up. And that is that there are about 30 vegetarians and 50 pescatarians. So I really love this sentence because vegetarians and pescatarians, these are words we throw around a lot now. Back in the olden days, no one cared if you ate meat or not. You ate meat. It was very rare to be a vegetarian, wasn't it, back in the day, or a vegan or whatnot. And this is, I just think, really relevant in the sense that most of us are going to events or we're trying to cater for people these days. So it's good practice for some words and numbers. We're often talking about numbers at work or just in life. If we're paying for something, it's £30, it's £50, it's 20 quid. And yeah, I think this is really an important part and kind of ties into more of the context, which I think is the most important thing, actually, when we're figuring out the rhythm and the intonation of what it is that we're saying in our British accent. So I'm saying that there are about 30 vegetarians and 50 pescatarians. What's really important is that I don't get those numbers the wrong way round. So I'm going to stress them more to whoever I'm talking to. This sentence is clearly someone trying to be clear about some information that's quite important, because if you're hosting a party and you've got more food for the pescatarians than you do the vegetarians, there's a problem, right? So again, what do you want to stress? And what do you want to stress within a word? And this is another reason I love this little tongue twister I made. We've got vegetarians and pescatarians. They're both tarians or atarians, but what's really important is that the prefixed part of that sentence, of those words, if I get them mixed up or if I say them differently, again, the information is wrong. Like, it is just wrong. So I need to make sure I say vegetarians and pescatarians. So not only have we got the importance of stressing the word, sometimes in its entirety, but sometimes we need to stress part of the word more to make it clearer, to make it make more sense, yeah? So there are about, and again, what I thought was really interesting in this, I put about. So I'm kind of saying about 30 vegetarians and 50 pescatarians. So although it's really important information, I am still being a little bit wishy-washy with it, okay? So this is just an insight. This is the kind of stuff I look at as an actor. When I get a script through for a character or a story or whatever, or I'm writing for myself, this is the stuff I'm really paying attention to. You know, I don't say there are 30 vegetarians and 50 pescatarians and all of them need their own plate of food. I'm saying there's roughly 30 of them and 50 of them. So again, have a little play with this. This is no metronomic. I keep saying the word metronomic. I was explaining iambic pentameter yesterday and I used that word and I was like, is that even a word? Metronomic? Metronic. Metronomic. Welcome to my world. This metronomic chemotherapy happening with regular rhythm. Metronomic. Okay, great. There we are. It's a real word. So yeah, we're not using a metronomic base to emphasize what we're saying or aid us in the kind of rhythm that we're using. Instead, we are absolutely stressing everything in isolation. So again, when you're getting other phrases or you're reading an article in a newspaper or you're listening to a news reporter or you're watching an interview with Kate Winslet, start paying attention. Where does she gallop along? Where does she employ the triple beats kind of vibe? Is it to do a punchline of a joke? Where does she use that iambic pentameter almost rule, that da-dun, 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 that very clear galloping of the pace. Where does she start with a stressed beat as opposed to an unstressed beat? Find the regularity and just study it. Don't think that you need to copy it and embellish it every time you say that sentence. It needs to be said with that stress. It doesn't, because as we've discussed in our session, it's entirely dependent on context and situation. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of give you 3 different variations there. So we've got the iambic kind of 2-foot gallop, unstressed, stressed, unstressed, stressed. We've got a note on that as well with the other one, what to do to die today at 1:45 today. Slightly different, but similar. Then we've got the triple beats. It's really as simple as that. And then we've got the stresses for emphasis purely in the sentence and behind the meaning, and also within the word, what needs stressing. There are about 30 vegetarians and 50 pescatarians. Let's take out the about. There are 30 vegetarians and 50 pescatarians, and everybody needs a full plate of food. There you have it. I hope that was really interesting for you. It's certainly interesting for me. I love to talk about this stuff. And yeah, although there is a kind of right and wrong with these things, I'm also just at this point trying to get you to think outside the box a little bit with your accents. We'll come to some more detailed work next session. I can't wait to see you, and yeah, I hope you have a lovely rest of your weekend. Any questions, put them in the comment below or in our group chat. If you're watching this on YouTube, comment below. If you're watching this and you're in the cohort of students that I'm teaching currently, then put it in our group chat. That'd be great. Thank you. See you later. Bye.